It's astonishing. It's fantastic. When you look at the life of any pure Vaishnava, like just recently it was a disappearance day of Lokanath Das Goswami. He was living in Navadvip with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And before Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he told him, soon I will take sannyas and I'll go to Vrindavan. I want you and Bhugarbha Goswami, you go there ahead of me and I'll meet you there. So he went there. He was waiting. Mahaprabhu never came. Mahaprabhu, after taking the sannyas vesh, he was trying to go to Vrindavan, but Nityananda Prabhu tricked him and brought him back to Navadvip. And then his mother requested, don't go so far away, go to Puri. So Mahaprabhu ended up in Jagannath Puri. And poor Lokanath Goswami was there in Vrindavan waiting. He and Bhugarbha Goswami. And he was feeling separation. He was remembering. In Navadvip, every night, in the house of Srivas Thakur, all the devotees used to come together. And what? Hare Hare Namo Krishna Yadavaya Namah Hare Hare Namo Krishna Now Lokanath Das Goswami was far away from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and feeling separation. Ha Gaud, ha Mora, Gaura Kishore. And he could not live, he became restless. The news came that Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri. So on foot he set out. Nearly 2,000 kilometers on foot he travelled to get to Puri to see Mahaprabhu. When he arrived there, Mahaprabhu had left and gone on the tour of South India. So then he set off looking for Mahaprabhu in South India. And when he arrived there, they told him the news, he had gone back to Puri. So then he went back to Puri. When he arrived in Jagannath Puri, he told him, Mahaprabhu has gone to Vrindavan. This is where he came from in the first place. Alas, alas! So then Lokanath Das Goswami set out again. He's going thousands of miles, all the time chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, and remembering Mahaprabhu. And finally he got back into Vrindavan. Mahaprabhu had left Vrindavan and was coming back to Puri. So then at night in a dream, Mahaprabhu came to him and said, stop running here and there and everywhere. Stay in Vrindavan to bhajan. I will come to you. Did Mahaprabhu again go to Vrindavan?
Yes. As a
Then did
Brahmana.
Mahaprabhu tell a lie? He said, you stay there, I'll come to you. Huh?
He came as a Brahmana.
He came in the form of Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur is pure Vaishnava, but he was in the Gaura Vesh. So, before Mahaprabhu left this world, he was traveling with Nityananda Prabhu and he came on the bank of Padma River. And Mahaprabhu was calling, "Oh Narottam! Narottam!" Nityananda Prabhu said, "Who is Narottam?" "Oh, he is my very dear devotee. And I am leaving all my ecstasies here." And he kept with the goddess of Padma, goddess of the river. "I am leaving my ecstasy, all my ecstasies with you. When a boy comes in the future, named Narottam, to take bath here, you give him everything." She said, "But how will I know who is Narottam Das Thakur?" Said, "Oh, when he enters into your water, you will overflow. Then you will know, you give it to him." So many years later, one young man, he had a very dark complexion. And he went to take bath in the Padma River, and she overflowed. Then the goddess knew, now I have to give what Mahaprabhu is. And he became overwhelmed. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All the love of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into him. And he became golden. And he went home, his parents did not recognize him. He was a different kind. He was mad with love of God. And he left home in Keturi and he went to Vrindavan. He was looking for a qualified guru. And when he saw Lokanath Das Goswami, then he knew he was very qualified and wanted to take shelter of him. So he came and he begged. "Oh, Goswami, Mahatmaji, be kind to me. Please accept me as your disciple." Then Lokanath Das Goswami said, "No, get out of here. I am not accepting any disciples. Get out." Not like today. Now, so many give initiation to everything and anything. If there's pulse, then Diksha. If no pulse, only Harina. Shastra is telling you should do Guru Padashai, take shelter for 1 year and serve. And examine the personality and character of Guru to disciple and disciple to Guru. 1 year, a minimum. Try to know each other something and make relationship of service. Then, when you see, the disciple sees Guru Tattva, that means Krishna himself is speaking through that Vaishnava strongly. Then the fruit of Guru Padashai is a Diksha, initiation. So the first anga of Bhakti is Guru Padashai, second anga is Diksha. First anga is not Diksha. First Guru Padashai, take shelter of a qualified Guru and have service relationship for at least 1 year. Then the fruit of the Guru Padashai is initiation. Because the heart has become prepared with faith, strong faith, and a good relationship. So Narottam Das Thakur said, "Go." So then Narottam Das Thakur, he was thinking, I will try again and again, and I will not give up until he is merciful to me. So every day Lokanath Das Goswami would go to pass stool in one particular place in the forest. And Narottam Das Thakur used to come and he used to sweep that place and then clean it, smear it with cow dung and keep very filtered soil, fine filtered soil there for cleaning afterwards and some water. So Lokanath Das Goswami was going to that place every day. After some time he noticed, who is maintaining this place, doing very humble menial service for me? Oh, tomorrow I will hide. So then the next day he went there and then instead of going away he hid and he was watching. And he saw Narottam come out and start cleaning them. So then Lokanath Das Goswami came and grabbed him. "Hey, who are you? What are you doing?" Narottam Das Thakur said, "Oh Gurudev, Please accept me. Lokanath Das Goswami said, it is very difficult to live here in the forest and tolerate all the difficulties. It is more difficult to tolerate your own mind. When you're in sadhu sangha, at that time all anarthas jump out. Very difficult. To stay in sadhu sangha is very difficult. So he told, you are like a prince. He was from Kayastha family actually. Not Brahmin family, from Kayastha family. They are, actually technically they are Sudra, but very wealthy. They are like bankers and gold merchants, landholders. So you are like a prince. You are accustomed to a very high standard of living. And I cannot maintain you, I cannot give you anything. Narottam Thakur said, oh Gurudev, that day when the fruit no longer grows on the trees, then I'll say, Gurudev, what shall I eat? Oh Gurudev, that day that there's no more flat pieces of land, then I will tell, Gurudev, where shall I sleep? And Gurudev, that day when at the cremation ground, when they burn the dead body, before they burn the dead body, they take the cloth off the dead body and throw it. That day they no longer throw the cloth from the dead bodies in the cremation ground. Then I'll ask you, Gurudev, what shall I wear? So when Lokanath Das Goswami is seeing that Narottam Das Thakur had come, not to be Guru Bhogi, that means to enjoy Guru, or Guru Tyagi, to give up Guru. So many disciples are like this, Guru Bhogi and Guru. One day they try to enjoy Guru, and another day they give up Guru. Guru Bhogi, enjoy, and Guru Tyagi. They cannot receive anything. He had not come to enjoy. He had come to take shelter and render service. And by service to Sri Guru, to receive the treasure of Krishna Prem. Only for this. And to receive this treasure of Krishna Prem, he was willing to undergo all kinds of difficulties and problems and personal discomfort. So he was a Satsishya, sincere and bona fide disciple. So see, Lokanath Das Goswami, seeing him, his heart melted and he accepted him and gave initiation. So Lokanath Das Goswami was doing his bhajan in Kadirvan. In Kadirvan there are trees, Kadir trees, and from these trees the red juice comes. And from this red juice you have to know how to mix it with camphor and make a very good lipstick for Radharani. So he was doing bhajan there at Kishori Kund. And there one day he was taking bath and he discovered Radha Vinod, very beautiful deity of Krishna. Small, and he used to keep in a bag around him. Everywhere he went and he would take out and start chanting. He was absorbed in that world, not this world. He has no attention, no interest in asat, in the world of bubbles. Everything in this world will be gone in a second. His complete life is absorbed in the transcendental world, and our entrance to the transcendental world is Nam. Only Nam. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam. There is no other way. Unless and until we surrender completely to the holy name of Krishna. Nirantara, Nirantaramai, Nam Seva, continuous chanting. Cannot realize anything. Not Krishna's form or qualities, or to speak of pastimes. So he was absorbed completely in bhajan. He is Manjulali Manjari. Among Asta Manjaris, Lokanath Das Goswami is Manjulali Manjari. So Narottam Das Thakur was there doing bhajan, chanting Harinam with his Gurudev every day. One day, one farmer came by and he was thirsty. And he asked Narottam Das Thakur when he was chanting, "Oh, I am thirsty. Can you give me some water?" Narottam Das Thakur put down his mala. Then he went and bought some water in a clay pot and gave to the farmer. And he came back to his Gurudev. His Gurudev said, "You are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan. Because you have given up the service of Krishna. Chanting the holy names is not an ordinary activity, it's Krishna Seva. You have left the service of Krishna to serve the senses of a materialistic person, of this world. What is this? You are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan. Get out. Go." And Lokanath Das Goswami ejected Narottam Das Thakur from Vrindavan. And he was crying. And he went and through Nam Sankirtan he preached everywhere and spread love of Krishna through Nam Sankirtan. This story is very deep. Actually, Narottam Das Thakur, has no fault. But Guru and disciple both are giving a teaching to us. First teaching, don't be inattentive when you chant the holy names. When you chant Harinam, that time give your heart and your attention fully to Nam Prabhu. Make a time in your day where it is you and Gurudev and Nam. Must. Don't be chanting Nam and looking here and there and sometimes talking and checking email and driving the car and all of these things. Sit in one place and schedule in your daily schedule 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. You have nothing, only Nam Seva. And chant attentively. Inattentive chanting is the offense and it is the cause of all the other offenses. And this inattentiveness comes from inappropriate association with the opposite sex. In Sanskrit, woman is called pramadda. And pramadda means also inattentiveness. So it is not against ladies, it is for both sides. When we associate inappropriately, either physically or by words or by thoughts, then the chitta becomes destabilized. And you cannot concentrate. So then from inattentiveness, all other nama parads are coming. So, first teaching here, Narottam Das Thakur is teaching. And Lokanath Das Goswami are teaching. Don't be inattentive to your service. Prioritize the chanting of the holy names and give your full attention that time when you are chanting. Secondly, Lokanath Das Goswami is showing the Guru has a right to chastise the disciple. One should not imitate Sri Guru, thinking, I am following my Gurudev. I saw him chastising someone, I will also do it. We have no right to chastise anyone. We can chastise ourselves, but not anyone else. Why? Because they have not taken shelter of us. And we have not any power to change them. Even. But Guru, he is Tanadapi Sunichena, more humble than a blade of grass. How can he chastise anyone? How can he even see a fault in anyone? When the heart is pure. Nindani Shundaridamipsita Sangaladya. One does not see fault in anyone. One thinks everyone is a devotee. Like Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Vaishnavera Nindakama Nahi Porikane Swabi Krishna Bhajan Kari Eva Tajani. Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, he never used to let the faults of another devotee go in his ear. If someone would criticize, I don't mean criticize, only speak a fault, even if it's true, 100% true. He would not let any description of anyone's fault go in his ear. Only he would say, Save Krishna Bhajan. Everyone is doing Krishna Bhajan except for me. That's all he knew. So see, Guru is like that. Doing bhajan, he has no business in anyone else's business. He never sees faults in others. He's never angry and has no ego that I am master of anyone. If Guru thinks I am Guru, he's not Guru. He's a kangaroo. You know, kangaroo means having a pocket here, only going and collecting dakshina from the disciples, putting in his pocket. So, if Guru chastises the disciple, then who is doing this? Krishna. Understand? Krishna. Because Guru is Trinadapi Sunichana, more humble than grass. So when Krishna's Kripa, Shakti, the mercy of Krishna enters into the heart of Guru, that time it comes, like a thunderbolt, to take away our anarthas, purify us. Like our Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur commented that once Nityananda Prabhu was doing Tirtha Yatra, traveling all over India. Gradually, he came to this place where there were Buddhists, and Buddhists were meditating. On what? Nothing. He said, don't believe in anything. So, the Buddhists were meditating, and Nityananda Prabhu came up and he spoke to them. Oh, what are you doing? What do you remember? But they did not give a reply because they are doing their meditation. So then Nityananda Prabhu, he laughed. Then he kicked them in the head. They did not give any reply, so I'm telling you. Nityananda just kicked them all in the head and then went away. Chaitanya Bhagavat is a very difficult book to understand. Someone can criticize, what is this behavior of Nityananda Prabhu? Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, Nityananda Prabhu is so kind. Even Jagai, even Madai tried to kill him, smashing a pot on his head, blood was running down his face, and he was still like a child requesting, oh my dear brother, please chant the holy name. He's very kind. Lord Chandra Thakur has written, Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Rai. Nityananda Rai is Akroda Paramananda. He's full of joy and he's Akroda, he has no anger for anyone. So then why will he kick the Buddhists in the head? This is only Kripa Shakti. Mercy. You are lucky if you can get the foot dust of Nityananda on your head. Very lucky, very fortunate. So, here Lokanath Das Goswami is chastising Narottam Das Thakur. He has the right to do it, to purify him, not to purify him only. Narottam Das Thakur is already pure, he is eternal associate. He is the incarnation of a Champak Manjari. But by hearing this pastime, we become purified. Forever and ever. For hundreds of years, today, devotees are speaking about the chastisement of Lokanath Das Goswami to Narottam Das Thakur, and their hearts are being purified of inattentive chanting. So it has a deeper meaning. You are not qualified to stay in Vrindavan and do bhajan. Why? Because Narottam Das Thakur, you are full of mercy for all the jivas. So you should go everywhere and preach Harinam Sankirtan to everyone. This is the inner meaning. So Narottam Das Thakur, he travelled everywhere. He went very far to the east. He went to Manipur. You can see in Radhakund and in Navadvip, you see so many devotees, they look like Chinese. And all wearing our tilak. Our tilak is the tilak of Narottam Das Thakur's, Narottam Parivar. So many different types of tilak. And you see, they look like Chinese and they're wearing our tilak. Why? Because he converted almost all the country of Manipur to become Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And though he was so successful in his preaching, and all the living entities were like dead bodies, they all came alive in Krishna praying. He never thought, I am bringing everyone to life. Who is bringing everyone to life? Do you know? Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamaja Narabandhu Lokanath Lokera Jivana Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Who was written? Narottam Das Thakur was writing. Lokanath, my Gurudev, Lokanath Das Goswami, Lokera Jivana, is giving life to all the people. I am not doing it. My Gurudev is doing everything. This is preaching. If you think that you can preach, you cannot do anything. And if we think, I am only carrying the shoes of Gurudev on my head, and going here and there on his order to speak his message, then like a miracle, all the souls become touched by the Kripa Shakti, the mercy of Krishna. So, we are speaking these things. Why? To give some illustration. If we want to make progress in spiritual life, don't look at dogs, hogs, camels and asses. Look up towards our Guru Parampara and do the Anushilanam, cultivation of a Jivan Charitra, of the life histories of our previous Acharyas, how they are chanting Harinam continuously, how they are absorbed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kirtan and Harikatha, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, and try to make your life conform to their life. These are the angas of bhakti. Guru Padasray, Diksha, Guru Rasevan, Sadhama Pricha Shiksha, Sadhu Marg Anugaman. Fifth anga of bhakti, Sadhu Marg Anugaman. To walk the path that the sadhus have walked.